Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Christian here from Planet CHH. Today we're going to be doing a review on the Halloween Curse of Michael Myers 4K set from the new 1995 through 2002 collection. To review, this is a 4-disc set. You get both the theatrical and producer's cut on 4K as well as Blu-ray with the new scans of the movie. So like I said, if you're not a 4K person but you're a big Halloween person, I would say that this is still a good grab because you're going to get a better scan of the film from previous releases, and they do look good, don't get me wrong, on Blu-ray still. Yesterday we did an overview look at this, and today, and then in the next couple days, we're doing reviews on all 3 releases individually. So last night I watched both cuts of the movie, both the theatrical and the producer's cut. Well, I watched the producer's cut first because that's my favorite cut. Then I watched the theatrical cut in 4K. All the special features, by the way, are going to be on disc 4, which is the producer's cut Blu-ray, which is what that is in there right now. And when it comes to new stuff on this one, there wasn't a ton of new special features, or really any new special features at all. But what they are doing, and again, this isn't defending Scream Factory when I say this, but what they are doing is the right thing. They're porting over a lot of stuff. So let's say you want to get this set, the newest, nicest set that there is of these new movies on 4K and new scans, and you don't want to have a bunch of them, you can safely sell off some of your old sets and you're not going to be missing out on stuff. It is interesting that Horror's Hallowed Grounds isn't on here. I don't know if maybe Sean doesn't have a deal with Scream Factory to do that stuff anymore or what. But fortunately, every episode he's done, or almost all of them, are on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure this one is as well. It's just that they kind of splice some of the stuff up together, where I think in the 15-disc set, all the making of pieces are all on the last disc, where on here they're separating some of them out. I could be wrong on that. But you are getting ported special features, stuff that Scream Factory worked on back in the day, etc., etc. So let's get into the looks of this film, and I'll tell you my big revelation on this set, which could be great news for others, and not necessarily bad news, but just really good news for people that prefer a certain cut. Does the 4K look good of Halloween Curse of Michael Myers? Yes, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. It looks very natural. What I did was, what I'm doing now, whenever I go to watch a new 4K, I set my TV to all the regular standards. Dolby Vision normal, normal setting on the TV, brightness, everything is normal. I level everything out, and then I adjust accordingly to find what works best for me. Right out of the box, I was very happy with the producer's cut look. Very natural skin tones, very natural colors. But when the colors pop, meaning in certain scenes of the movies, you'll see blues, whites, glowing lights, greens, that sort of thing. The outdoor sequences, of course, naturally in 4K, look stellar. Dr. Loomis, he's never looked more alive in this, quite frankly. So, very happy with the 4K scan. They're good. You know, Scream Factory, they've had some screw-ups. You know, what company hasn't, but certainly Scream Factory has some screw-ups. One thing I'll give them credit for is they got the scan right, and I'm happy to say I didn't notice any audio issues. I didn't notice any flubs in the movie. Like, I'm a big Halloween fan. I may not know the movie literally frame by frame and know every line as it's coming, even though I've watched these movies for a long time. But the fact of the matter is, I didn't notice anything jump out of me that was like, oh my god, that's not supposed to be there, or that's bad. So, good job on the transfer. A solid 9 out of 10. It looked really good. So there's that. When it comes to the audio, again, fantastic job on that. That I will give a perfect 10. I thought this movie sounded stellar. You know, I've got the soundbar system, and I've got, you know, the big subwoofer, and this movie rocked my world. I mean, we cranked it up last night at like 2 a.m. watching the producer's cut, and then I watched the theatrical cut from like 4 to 6, you know. I'm off work this weekend, by the way. I am also going to graveyard, so that's also why I'm trying to stay up late. The sound was stellar. So, here's the thing I want to say. This is the big revelation for me, guys. I have always been a producer's cut guy, and I'm not necessarily saying I'm not anymore. But when it comes to the picture quality, it's not that the producer's cut does something wrong or there's anything wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to picture quality, I give the edge to the theatrical cut. Now, the reason is those A. Michael Lerner scenes have some of the best looks on this 4K, in my opinion. Because when we get to that point of the movie where they're fighting and they're going through the hospital and those corridors, that great shot of Michael chasing them down in that red hall with the red lights going off, and then that one doctor who's trying to run for his life, that was awesome in 4K. The reds were bright red. It looked really great. You see Michael coming through the hall. That's a theatrical cut scene. That looked amazing. And then everything after that with A. Michael Lerner, actually, A. Michael Lerner's stuff, I think, actually looked the coolest on the 4K, if I'm being honest. And that's from what I understand, that he's the theatrical cut ending guy. The final battle scene, like, you remember in the last scene of the movie, everything has that blue tint to it, and I thought it really shined through on this 4K. I thought it really looked good. And do you remember when Tommy Doyle or Paul Rudd says, "Michael, you've won," and he goes to hand him the baby, and then you hear the baby laugh, and then you get that great shot of Michael's head coming up, and then you realize he knows what's going on? That stuff looked so good in 4K. So even though I'm a producer's cut kind of guy, I like the producer's cut, this release made me a bigger theatrical cut fan. It really did, because those scenes got the best pop, in my opinion. They looked great on this 4K. So the A. Michael Lerner stuff is the stuff, in my opinion, to look out for, video-wise, on this release. So theatrical cut fans, I think, should be very happy about that. Producers cut fans, it's still, everything looks great. It's just that theatrical ending, I mean, they put those great colors in there. Joe Chappelle really kind of flexed his muscles a little bit with the lighting and getting the stuff to have this really cool look at the end. So the theatrical cut ending stuff really gets the edge for me. So guys, happy with the Curse release. So far, so good. It's also worth mentioning that the 4K Producer's Cut disc, the movie is absolutely seamless now. I don't know how many remember, but on the Blu-ray that came out in 2014, while it was amazing to have the Producer's Cut, you could notice some of the Producer Cut shots not looking as great as they could. But on this one, flawless. And on the Blu-ray, because it's the updated scan as well, you're good to go. So if you were worried about the Producer's Cut maybe not looking great on 4K or the new updated scan in general, fear not. It is a great transfer. Good job, Scream. Very happy. And if you're a theatrical cut person, really consider getting this because of the great picture quality on it. So, nothing to be upset about, Producer's Cut fans, but the theatrical cut gets the edge for me. Very surprised to say that, but man, when I go back to watch this and I grab my 4K, I'm going theatrical. I really am. So far, I'm giving this release a thumbs up. No major issues. Good job. Not that we should be having any, but good job, guys. So the Curse of Michael Myers is getting a big thumbs up from me on this release. When we're done with all three, when I review the last one, I'll tell you which one I think had the best picture quality out of the three, which one has the best updated transfer. We'll see. This is a contender right from the start. I'm telling you, that theatrical cut is going to get a 9.5 out of 10 because of those endings. So there it is, guys. That's my review on the Halloween Curse of Michael Myers 4K release from the 1995 through 2002 collection. We'll see you tomorrow with 20 years later, Halloween H2O. Take care, guys. Thank you to all my supporters on Patreon. To get behind-the-scenes photos, videos, and music, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month.